Hi, this is Alicia Panzarella from EDFN 530, and we're going to be taking a look at an online classroom platform today called Sesame, where you can sign up for free or you can have their upgraded version for $120. But either version gives you a lot of different functions that are extremely helpful in the classroom. So I went ahead and signed myself in, and you'll see that as soon as you get in here, it tells you all of your different classes. And I'm sure if you use an online platform right now, this looks pretty similar. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my AP Physics 1. And you'll notice that how this is lined up is in a stream-like format. So we can see all the past activities that I've given, the ones that I am currently giving, and I have upcoming. And the reason I added an upcoming one is because if you purely have a streamline format, you're not able to see what is involved in an entire unit. And I think a lot of us could agree that it would be very helpful to show an entire unit. So that's what I did here. And you'll notice that when an activity is made, you can put multiple different attachments into the activity. So I have number 1, which would have been looking at center of mass, all the way to the practicum. But this is obviously only 1 and 7, so there are many, many items in between. I just didn't put them all in here since this is just for demonstration. So if you are someone who doesn't just like the streamlined format, there is a way for you to add in an entire unit, and that would be purely by adding everything to one activity and making the date at a later date. So I had this one set for Saturday, June 1st, because I anticipated that being the end of this unit. Now, obviously, this is just for an example. Now, if we look at this page, we have 4 different functions where we have that we can make the activities, a thing called a snap, students, and then reports. So let's just start with the first one. If I want to go ahead and create an activity, there are a lot of different things that I'm able to do here. So I'm able to make a title. So let's just say I want to call this momentum. I can describe the activity. And what's really nice is that right within the activity, we can add standards. So you can choose your own standards, or they already have some built in. So there's Ontario Grade 12 Physics that if I would go into energy and momentum, it gives me a tremendous amount of standards that I could align this to. So you can directly align this with your curriculum. So let's just say I wanted to do 2, 1, 3, not in that order, but we can add those standards right away. And the nice thing is that if I click on it, or if a student clicks on it, they know exactly what the standard is. And this is the same if they're online or on their phones. The other thing that you can add here, other than just adding your normal attachments, is an assessment tool where you can add in your rubric, a rubric with scores, scoring by itself if you wanted to automatically grade something, and a checklist, which is really, really handy when you have something that is going to involve multiple steps. So this is what I really think sets apart Sesame's from some of the other online platforms. It's because when I click on an activity, I see everything that I need. I see what the activity is asking me for. I see the standards that align with it. And then I see how I'm going to be graded. So there's no guesswork in what you're looking for. It is all right within the single activity. Then a student can upload a snap, and a snap would be uploading their attachment to an activity, or if they're on their phones, they can upload a video, a picture, or a note, which is also kind of nice that they have multiple different ways to submit work. Now, if we go into students, I only enrolled 2 students, but I could invite more. I could use codes. And here's the last part that's really nice is that you can invite parents. So it makes your classroom very transparent. They see what the students see. So they're seeing all the activities, the standards, how everything is aligning, and how their child is going to be graded. So there's no guesswork at the end of why did my child get this grade. And the last thing is that you can do instant reporting. So you can grade within Sesame. So you can export your grade book. So I can export it to a spreadsheet. We can look at assessment details right here all in one. Let's just go back. And if I wanted to add a new report, there are 3 different ways that I could report. So the first one, looking at individual or a class as a whole, looking at just a student's progress, and looking at different documentation within the snaps. So it allows you a couple different ways to not only track individual students, but a class as a whole. So if I want to look at the sport analysis, and I want to look at this student, so I have Cody Hoffman pulled up. This will allow me to look at his progress throughout the whole year and based on specific standards. So that's a nice snapshot of what he can do. And the other ones that I made here go along with the other 2 reporting styles. So I can look at my class as a whole and then individual students. So that's just a quick overview of what Sesame is. Let's just go back real quick, where you can create activities, have parent involvement, and be able to have reports right at your fingertips. Thanks for listening.